welcome again to Salesforce Development Lesson 3. Today we're going to be talking about setting up your Visual Studio Code environment, and we'll talk about how to do that in this lesson. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is download Visual Studio Code. I already have it downloaded on my machine, but you need to go to code.visualstudio.com/download, and depending on what platform you're running on, you download the appropriate version here. Okay, once you've done that, we'll go ahead and show you what Visual Studio Code looks like. It looks like this. So right now I've already gone ahead and created the project directory so that you can pull the information that you need from your Scratch org. So in the last video I did talk about, or I think lesson 1 I talked about Scratch orgs. Again, Scratch orgs are short-lived orgs that you can do your development in. But it's not the source of truth. The source of truth for all of your code is in the Visual Studio project. So a couple of things, commands. So the other thing you have to download is the Salesforce CLI. So I'll go ahead and show you where to find that. Alright, so if you go to developer.salesforce.com/tools, Salesforce CLI, this is where you go get it. Again, depending on your platform, you download the appropriate version, and when you install it, you'll get these SF commands that you can type in. So one command, again, I'm gonna do this. One command that I like using is sforglist, and what this does is it's going to go ahead and list all the orgs that you that the command line knows about. All right, there's a whole bunch here. One thing you'll notice is I already have a dev hub org that is my default org. It's got this little symbol next to it saying it's the default org, or the default dev hub org, which is nice so that when you run the SF command to create your Scratch org, you can do that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to throw the SF command to create the Scratch org. This is what it looks like. Again, I will make sure to add all of these commands to this YouTube video so that you can have them as a reference. Okay, so this will create your Scratch org, and it will also create an alias so that you can automatically log in to your Scratch org. A couple other things, other commands you want to use. The other one is so we had the one to list all our orgs. Right now we also want the command to sf project deploy preview, and what that does is it kind of gives you a small little preview of what's going to get deployed. Now obviously there's been no changes, so there's nothing to deploy. If you want to go ahead and retrieve stuff from your org to the project, you do retrieve preview. Again, I haven't made any changes to your org, so there's nothing there at this point. Okay, so the next thing I do want to show you is once you create your Scratch org, with the command I gave you, it will automatically assign it as your default org, and you get this nice little symbol down here. Oh, before I forget, there are also some extensions you have to install, and the important one here is the the important extension is the Salesforce extension, and where you go, so you just type in Salesforce. There's a Salesforce CLI integration. If you go ahead and download that, it'll go ahead and really install most of these Salesforce extensions for you. Okay, so again, once you create your Scratch org, it will get assigned as a default org for your project. Once you have that, there's this little icon that says open org. When you click that, what happens is it will open the org in your default browser. So now you automatically will pop you in here. And that's pretty much it there. Again, I'm going to be using the Salesforce CLI to do all of my my Salesforce development in the upcoming series. So just wanted to give you a highlight. Now again, you don't have to use the Salesforce CLI or have a project. You can use your dev org, especially the legacy one, because that one doesn't go away, for your project also. That's another option, might be an easier option. I like this option because I know my source of truth is in my project and not in the org. Okay, and with that, we'll conclude with this series. Again, remember to like and subscribe to the channel so that others will know about it. And until next time, thank you.